Now, last question. You based on your lies, I swear one more, but you said this is the last question. Now, one more last question. Like the final last. Hello, this is Radhika Bhuttani, the founder of Open Slate, and now we are planning to do something really interesting for all the followers of the agency, the Open Slate agency page. We're coming up with a series called The Trending Gyan, where I'll be interviewing all my super cool employees, heads, colleagues, family, and they're my dudes and friends too, where we'll be sharing. So that is Rashmi, guys. Hello. Rashmi heads the events vertical at the Open Slate, and she's the one who manages all of us, including me. So yes, what we're going to share with you is some trending, insightful details about events. So now over to the one behind the camera.
So I think in terms of fields, more than fields, it's about the experiences that are picking up in the next entire year. Already I've started picking up. But music is going to take a lot of center stage, I feel, because a lot of people are now engaging with music as an experience and trying out different genres. So every event will need to integrate that element very heavily, is what I feel personally. And apart from that, I think one of the key things that we do at Open Slate, and we say also we do at Open Slate, is majorly experiences. So, kind of creating more experience driven events rather than just doing mainstream events. So, I feel like that is something that
Also, to add to it, I feel, as you rightly said, music is the biggest industry that is coming up. And I'm assuming we all know how much we've kind of purchased and spent right now with Coldplay, Diljit. Exactly. A number of artists coming in, right?
So many small scale also music events coming up across the nation, not just
Yeah. But I think that particular segment is majorly for Gen Z. I also feel there's a segment in terms of the wellness event industry, which is going to scale up massively. And that will be for a very niche audience, more of a HNI audience, which is maybe 50 plus. But what I see, like, I attended that recent festival, music festival called Magnetic Field, is one of the best festivals. And while there was music non-stop, they also integrated wellness, art, so those kind of curation.
So I think in integrating music and different experiences is going to be kind of the next big thing. Yeah. So yeah.
So I think tech plays a very important role. I believe, and I believe in that truly, because I always tell companies the largest asset you have is data. The more data you have, the more stronger you get as a company. So I feel technology, especially in concerts, apart from the data of tickets, they would also kind of use technology for. So all concerts will go cashless basically. So it's not of course, in concerts we always have this issue that UPI nahi chal raha hai, network nahi chal raha hai. So concerts will now have their special tags which can make payments, and that has already started happening. So you go cashless in a concert, you kind of put whatever money you have on it, and then they also get to know, they have all your data with numbers, all of it. And then you also kind of, they had your preferences. So they get to know, okay, what is it that Radhika likes? What is it that she's purchasing more? The entire purchase bit of it is something. So that is technology, and technology, but data driven technology is something I feel will pick up a lot. But yes, Navi, to
I completely, I think, agree with that. That data is currently the biggest currency that we have.
Yeah.
For every business. But of course, events like Radhika mentioned, I think events from a cashless and a preference viewpoint, it will of course go there. I think what technology will also do now in events is kind of integrating AR and VR in events, and also kind of giving people the chance to view on like live events virtually, like kind of integrating that virtually and technologically with the events is going to pick up, because not everybody can attend every event physically or live. So a lot of that, I think, post COVID, that has something.
You saw the recent one. I think I don't remember whose concert it was, but like we had a issue right at one of these concerts where you're super hungry and going, and there was this. They used the technology of drones, and they kind of threw food packets, upar se, for the audience there. I think it was one of these Blinkit, or I don't remember which brand did it.
Yes, right. No, yeah. So I think that is something that's going to pick up a lot in technology overall on in events.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I think what we were recently looking at was, how you remember that thing we were discussing? Like you can scan a UPI code and you can actually experience the sender of any brand, right? So I think that is something which will be like that mode can be used for brand integration. I don't know about events per se, but at least for brand integration, when you collaborate with brands, you can use that.
Yes, so nice. So I think in terms of event management tools, because events on ground happen so much, but there's a lot of content sharing which happens after events too. And I feel like what is lacking in that space is instant sharing of content with people. So once you attend an event as a tool, after you've done with the event, getting that content together in one place and sharing it immediately is what helps people, is what will be helpful according to me as a tool. So that immediately you can access. So if Radhika and I have attended an event together and we want to access what photos we took together, if there is an app or something that kind of has that data instantly, that will be very helpful.
In fact, it's so funny. I actually saw a reel. This influencer had put a reel of there is a handle on Instagram which sells you immersive pictures.
Oh, so
Will sell if I tell that handle that listen, I need pictures of Diljit concert. Just I've not attended that concert, but just for me to put photos, they sell those pictures. But yeah, so then said, that's the level of things people are doing.
AI is now being created.
Yeah, so they sell it for you. So there are different modes of earning for cable who are intelligent enough to do it. Yes. Yeah. I think sustainability is both ways. As much as I see a lot of event organizers making a lot of effort to do things, but myself had seen a lot of attendees not being responsible enough for it. Yeah. So we are there. At least there is I see a slight awareness in terms of people realizing how sustainable is sustainability is the next big thing in terms of responsibility. Um, but I feel so there's this festival called the Echoes of World, right? And they do everything sustainable, like including your electricity used on the stages and the way the stage is made, all of that entire material to the entire ecosystem. And that's the ethos of that event. So I think that's the scale of events we should look at. India is not out there entirely yet. But yes, I think with the younger generation getting into the event industry, we are trying pretty hard to reach out there. Yes.
No, I think she pretty much covered it all. And I think those are basic points like minimum waste, at least from an events organizing perspective, is what I feel like sustainability is kind of taking a very important role when you plan events, because you want to be very mindful of where you're using what and what kind of content. Everything you have to be very mindful of, and uh, ensure that minimum wastage is happening at all points. So I think this is something that we kind of talk a lot when we are doing our events. Minimum wastage, whether it's food, whether it's things, just I think of paper, of course. So yeah, I think that is
I think Radhika had mentioned the flying buffet concept the other day.
Yeah. So also food, right? This is something which is picking up a lot in the metro cities. So instead of doing the regular buffet that events typically do, and they'll do an extravagant the cheese bowls and the platter grazing tables and all. So now people have started kind of opting for the flying buffet concept, which means there are mini portion of your main course, like really mini ones, and you can quickly eat it in a very convenient manner, and so that there's minimum basic to it. So they have like 5-7 options floating around rather than a full grazing table, which typically goes waste once the event is over. Something of that sort also is a very good thought, I feel.
that's such a good idea to avoid
Yeah,
food waste, right? Yeah.
absolutely.
So because you mentioned pop-ups, I think one of the key things that I feel is going to pick up is going to be collaborative events. So in a way, events or collaborations in general, like recently we've seen brands collaborating with designers to come up with collections, all that. So I think that is going to be very important, how collaboratively people are kind of uplifting that brand presence. I think that's something that's going to be very um, up this year.
Yeah. And I feel a lot of residential based events will come up because what also happens is there's a lot of cost that goes behind the infrastructure. So when you're doing an event at a large scale, you at least want to do it for 2 to 3 days. And the cost is pretty high. So for a brand, when they want to do something experiential, they want the people to kind of experience it not just for that one day, but for a longer time, so that the recall value and the association, all of that is weighs a lot more. So I feel in India, it's still not that popular, but we are getting up there. So I see a lot of music festivals, a lot of wellness retreats that come up with, residential programs. So you stay out there for the next 2 or 3 days and then you kind of come back. So that is one trend I feel that is going to pick up big time. So I think what we could do is like an entire sustainable event, because I tell this to all brands, there's nothing irrespective. Digital media, all of that is just a medium to kind of push your sales out there, right? And awareness, obviously. But the biggest medium is the experience of a consumer. And then, of course, it's your product, irrespective of however fancy I make the event for you and the customer has come in, enjoyed, they purchase your product. But if the product is not that great, then nobody's going to come back to you, right? So, but in terms of what will we do for them, we'll do a nice school, like
I think I would want to kind of, like a sustainable workshop is the wrong word, but like kind of get them to understand how is that brand sustainable when they call themselves.
So maybe like 3 phases, where
Yeah.
we take them through the storyline of the brand journey, then do a fashion showcase where they can actually see the product as the own name, and then last maybe combine it with music and great food. With a personalized menu about the brand, relate that in some way. So something of that sort.
Yes.
And
And like Radhika mentioned, that I don't think digital media is what is the core focus of any events for us, at least. That is of course a very important part of kind of people to getting to know brands now. But at the end of the day, what you experience on ground or what you feel about that brand when you actually visit the brand or eat that product is what is going to last with you. So creating that experience for them to understand is what we would do when we kind of launch that sustainable plan.
yeah, and I would just like to add one thing, and which is an observation we commonly share, is that I say this to all brands: don't just launch, don't just do a brand launch. Give an experience to the guest who's coming. So don't. We get a lot of calls from brands saying that, hey, can you just invite people? And we just want to do a launch. But what is the experience you're giving to the people for that day exclusively? That is the memory they're going to take back with them as a consumer. And that's why your event is successful, not with the number of people who came to your event. Yeah, that's how I would like to end it. Yes, thank you so much. So this series was with Rash, and we will come up with another interesting trending Gyan series with our next guest on the Open Slate Agency page. Thank you and
Gyan with Radhika Hukkani.